Hey everyone, it's Rock Wonder Boy again. Um, if you saw my previous video about the top 10 quarterbacks, thanks for watching that. I had some material that I meant to put on that video that I forgot to add on to that, so I'm gonna do that on this video. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I have a couple of quarterbacks that were on my top that are on they're like on the right. They're not top 10, but they're like on the rise. Then after that, I have a couple that are. I tried to find a rhyme word for rise. So after that, we have a couple quarterbacks that are on the dive or that aren't too good. So so we're gonna start off with the my on the rise list. And the first one I have here is not 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 Brandon Whedon, not crap. What's the other one? Not Brandon Whedon, not RG3, but Ryan Tannehill, the one who everyone thought was gonna stink all year long. I will say this though about him: the 400 yards he put up on the Chiefs. Okay, the Chiefs are a horrible secondary, and anyone could have pulled that off. And B, that'll never happen again, and probably in the history of the Dolphins. I know that Brian Hartline and Devon Best each had over 200 yards, but yeah, that was a fluke. I honestly that was partially because Reggie Bush was injured and they didn't really have any kind of a running game, so they were kind of forced into passing on every single play. So that's not ever gonna happen again, hopefully. Anyways, the reason I think Tannehill is on the rise is because obviously he has all the skills to be an NFL level quarterback. Although obviously, if the Dolphins didn't think that, they wouldn't be starting him. So the one thing that's interesting though is you hear of quarterbacks in college that were converted running backs, but you don't really hear about quarterbacks that were receivers. You don't really hear about college receivers being converted to a quarterback, which is the case with Tannehill. So obviously he's still raw, but it the last couple of weeks he's been doing really well, and I think continue to he'll continue to do that. I'm not saying he'll be the rookie of the year. I think that's already RG3, but I'll get into that later. So yeah, that's my opinion on him. Next we got another rookie who hasn't played in the regular season yet, but he had a good preseason. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna speak highly of Nick Foles, a rookie quarterback out of Arizona. He played it. Yeah, he played at the University of Arizona, and the reason. First of all, he's behind. He's in Philly. He's behind Michael Vick. So yeah, I don't know if y'all have heard on the media what people are thinking of Vic right now. Him and all his turnover ratio. I don't have the number right in my head, but I want to say he has like sorry, 6 interceptions and 3 or 4 fumbles in the first 6 games. That doesn't bode well, especially on the Eagles. That does not bode well. So yeah, there's if you think back a few years ago to when the Eagles front office pressured Andy Reid into benching Donovan McNabb in favor of I honestly I don't remember who the guy was, but yeah, I think it's the same thing going on here. I think eventually the front office is gonna step in and say, "Hey, if we don't win with Vic, we gotta put Foles in." So, anyways, that's where I am with that. The next guy I got is he's another rookie. There's been a lot of rookie court. There's 5 of them this year. They're all starting. Actually, Foles will be the 6th, I think. Foles will be like 6. There's another one. There's another guy. There's two. There's another guy who's 7th, but he's not on a list, so I'm not gonna mention him. But anyways, getting back, another guy to he's receiving mixed reviews, and that's Russell Wilson. Again, he's getting mixed reviews in part because he's in Seattle, which, to be honest, it's not really the best offensive situation because their O line's okay, but the thing I don't like about Wilson is that he doesn't really have any. He doesn't have one go-to receiver. I mean, they got Sidney Rice and they got Mike Williams, and other than that they use Marshawn Lynch out of the backfield a couple of times as a receiver. So the one upside on Wilson, and it's why I have him on the rise list, is because he has very good scrambling ability and he has good vision downfield. So he can see plays that other quarterbacks wouldn't. So yeah. Anyways, I got next. I got the. Oh, sorry. That was that's the end of my on the rise list. And again, out of those 3, I'd say keep an eye on the Nick Foles. Keep an eye on the Eagles situation. Anyways, now we're gonna go to my dive list, and of course, number 1 on my dive list is Michael Vick. Obviously I was never a big fan of him, even when he was in Atlanta. I've never been a big supporter of him. He puts up hot fantasy numbers, but he his completion. The thing with Vic is that he doesn't complete nearly as many passes as a number 1 quarterback in the NFL should be. And like I just said, he has the whole fumble issues, and the fact that he's only played 16 games, I think, at least once. And he's been around since. I think he's been around since 2000. I want to say. So that's no good. Number 2 on my list here is Matt Castle. I'm not just saying that because he had a concussion last week. I'm saying that because he's another guy I've never felt too highly of. Yeah, coming into this week, he has 9 interceptions in 6 weeks. Fortunately for him, being on a bye week, being benched this week because of the concussion. Oh, by the way, Brady Quinn is starting on Sunday, and then next week they have a bye, which I think will work in which may or in terms of Castle starting again, that may or may not work in his favor. We'll see if he does some practicing after the bye. But anyways, Matt Castle was already in a bad situation again with the 9 interceptions in 5 weeks, or sorry, 6 weeks. And other than he's another guy who he doesn't have a whole lot of weapons. He's got Dwayne Bowe, but he's just been 50-50. You never know what you're gonna get out of him. And other than that, he basically he's the only good receiver. They're in a situation. The Chiefs are in a situation where they're handing the ball off to Jamal Charles now, and Hillis before he was injured. So it's a bad situation for him in there. The next guy I got here is I'm gonna get dogged again. I got Cam Newton on my dive list. That's bad for me because I own him in 2 leagues. The reason I have him being down is because if you look at his games the last couple of weeks, he does not do good under pressure. Or when he does badly, he freaks out about it. And he like when you're a shark in the water and the shark can smell your blood, he's letting the sharks or defenses smell his blood, and they're sniffing pretty hard, which doesn't bode well for him. Then the last guy I have on my list is Jake Locker. I'm not saying Locker's not a bad quarterback, but the reason I have him on my dive list is because he just had a shoulder surgery. He's not playing tonight, obviously, and I heard somewhere that he might not play next week either. If he doesn't practice next week, he might miss next week too. So yeah, and per, in my own in my own opinion, I think if the Titans are in a situation where they have to start winning, and if they start, they were they weren't doing too well with Locker in terms of wins and losses. Again, that's not saying Locker's a bad quarterback, but if they start winning with Hasselbeck, I think they'll stick with him just to get wins. So, anyways, that's it for this video. Again, thanks for watching, and leave comments and suggestions. Talk to y'all later.